So today I went to get gas and wanted to go for a ride, but when I stuck my key in, I was locked up. And I've had friends with other bikes have that situation, and usually it amounted to a lot of cursing, carrying on, breaking a key. Before I got to that, I just came home, ruined my ride. But I did looked at some YouTube videos, and you got people tearing this stuff apart, breaking up stuff, pulling tanks off. But I found one that had a pretty good idea, and I'm going to expound upon that. So basically, if you come in here and show this, Kirsten, the key wouldn't turn. It's all locked up. There's a couple things that can be seized up. First of all, it could be the tumbler, but it could also be the two grips underneath the latch, the actual latch mechanism. They get corroded over time. Sometimes they won't release. So what I did was I came home, I found myself just a simple socket, and they wouldn't quite fit around that opening. So I just got the one that was neck down just a little bit, and I set him right on there, and he made a nice fit. And then I found a small hammer, nothing big. It's not my hammer, it's my wife's hammer. But it was perfect for this job. Could have had a ball peen or something like that. And I just banged on it a few times. Got out my CRC knocker loose. You can use WD-40 or whatever you prefer. And I sprayed some, because this will take care of that tumbler. And I filled that tumbler up with the knocker loose. Just gave it a few taps. Started working the key a little bit, got the key down in there, just started working it. In case it wasn't just the tumbler, but that it was also the grips, I took a nice soft cloth, put that over my tank, got my hand out here where I know that I'm not going to beat up my tank, and I just gave it a few love taps. Nothing hard, we don't want to damage it. All we're trying to do is get any corrosion in there to kind of break free. And then I worked with the key some more. I just kept doing that, working with the key. Not really tighten or going overboard, but just work that key, pushing down on the lid until finally it broke loose. Once I got that out, then it's a real simple job. Take your Allen wrench, and you really only need to get these three. So the one up front and the two in the back. These other ones are superficial. They don't really do anything. So we pull them out. They're going to be long. And you'll see if you pull out these other two, they will come out. But they will be very short. They won't be long at all. They won't be long like this. So we'll just pull all three of those bolts out of here. They came out very easily, and they're trying to scratch up my tank. That's real good. But they don't come out too bad at all. They're not in there real torqued down tight. They're just there to hold this whole assembly mechanism in. Now, one of the videos I saw, they had you take these screws out, and then they had you prying on this whole thing. That will not want to come out until this can lift. Once this lifts, it'll pull up real easy. You might be able to get it out of there, but you're probably going to damage something. You're going to scrape this up most likely. And I didn't want to do all that. I thought it would be easier. So we used the tap method. Once I had that out, follow this. I just got my knocker loose, and we started spraying down in those. Just started spraying in them. And I got myself just an old rag, and we just started working to get, you can see how I was working it earlier, to get that gray corrosion out of there. I grabbed my key, and we just started working it. Put more knocker loose or WD-40 or whatever anti-seize material you want to use there. Any kind of lubricant that you find really good at getting rid of stuff. Then once I had it a while, I'd spray more in the key. Then I took my air compressor. You could also use just canned air. And I just sprayed all that corrosion out of there. And any of the material that I don't want, any of the liquid. And I just did that a few times. I did that a few times until I was able to take this key, turn it, let it go, and it was snapping back on its own. Just like that. I'm going to probably try to do this maybe once or twice a year, just so I don't have this problem. I maybe have done it once, not really took it apart, but just tried to clean this up maybe once, and I didn't really do a good job of it. So and I've had the bike a while. It's in 2008, so we're 11 years with this motorcycle. But that's all there is to it. We can go ahead and put this back on, and we won't have a broken key, a lot of cursing. You got to be a little persistent with it. Just keep banging on it. Keep tapping it. Spray a little more. You know, if you want to spray some of that out while it's on the tank, if you still can't get it out, you know, use air. Just cover your tank so you don't get your grease and everything all up over everything. But all right, thank you. Hope this helped.